Welcome back to my channel. Today we will learn about the issue that is shaking Port Charles to its core, a heartbreaking twist that no one saw coming. Just when the lives of our favorite characters seem to be settling, a storm arrives, literally and figuratively, and what it leaves behind will change everything. It all began after the Nurses' Ball, a celebrated event in Port Charles that brought the town together. Michael, who had been away in Germany for 3 months receiving treatment for severe burn injuries, finally returned. He brought Wiley home, and the reunion between father and son was emotional. After months of separation, Michael and Wiley embraced in a heartfelt moment that reminded everyone of the strength of family. For Michael, who endured physical pain and emotional isolation in Europe, this was the healing moment he'd been longing for. But not everyone in Port Charles was ready to welcome this new chapter. Drew and Willow, who had been raising Wiley in Michael's absence, were deeply shaken. Despite the complicated love triangle and the emotional weight of the past, Drew and Willow tried to keep life stable for Wiley. They couldn't stop the custody battle between Michael and Willow. Each believed they were doing what was best for the boy. Legally, Michael still had parental rights, and though Willow felt torn, she knew she couldn't prevent Wiley from seeing his father. Then came the storm. On a particularly rainy and treacherous morning, Carly volunteered to drive Wiley to school. She wanted to help, to give Michael a break as he adjusted to life back in Port Charles. The roads were slick with rain, and visibility was poor. As they turned onto the highway, a delivery truck lost control, swerving into Carly's lane. In a split second, everything changed. Carly's car spun, hit the guardrail, and flipped over. The vehicle rolled off the road, coming to a violent stop upside down. Emergency responders rushed to the scene. Carly was conscious when they arrived, bruised, shaken, but alive. Wiley, however, was unresponsive. Blood pooled in the car. A rescue team worked quickly to extract both passengers. They were rushed to General Hospital, where trauma doctors immediately took Wiley into surgery. Carly's injuries were minor. A concussion. A few cracked ribs. But she would recover. Wiley was in far worse shape. The accident had caused internal bleeding and a traumatic brain injury. He slipped into a coma. The doctors worked relentlessly, but he had lost a great deal of blood. He needed an immediate transfusion. Michael, without hesitation, offered his blood. He insisted. He was the boy's father. He had the same blood type, or so he thought. Then came the news that changed everything. A nurse returned with Michael's blood compatibility results. She looked uneasy. "I'm sorry," she told him, "but you're not a match." Michael didn't understand. There had to be a mistake. He had always believed that he and Wiley shared a compatible blood type. The nurse confirmed the test. "I'm afraid your blood isn't a match, Mr. Corinthos. We've contacted the blood bank and are testing other family members. But this also suggests you may not be Wiley's biological father." The words hit Michael like a freight train. It wasn't just disbelief, it was betrayal, confusion, heartbreak. He had raised Wiley since birth. He had fought for him, grieved for him, planned a future for him. To find out, at this most fragile and terrifying moment, that he may not be the boy's father? It was too much to process. But there was no time for emotion. Wiley's life was in danger. Michael forced himself to focus on what mattered. He stayed by Wiley's bedside. He called in every specialist he could. He gave permission for experimental treatments. He was ready to donate an organ if necessary. It didn't matter what biology said. Wiley was his son in every way that mattered. As the days passed, doctors managed to stabilize Wiley's condition, but he remained in a coma. Blood was eventually sourced from a rare donor match, someone from out of town, and the transfusion was completed successfully. For now, Wiley was safe, but unconscious. Behind the scenes, Michael began investigating. He requested a full DNA test. He needed to know the truth. He needed closure, not just for himself, but for Wiley. The test came back definitive. Michael is not Wiley's biological father. With Nellie now dead, the mystery deepened. Who was Wiley's real father? Michael ran through the past in his mind. Nellie never spoke of another man. She had always claimed Wiley was his. Had she lied? Was she protecting someone? Or was Wiley the result of something darker? Michael reached out to Diane Miller. Quietly, without fanfare, they began to look through Nellie's records. Old relationships, past encounters, anything that could lead to a clue. They discovered that during a period shortly before Wiley's conception, Nellie had been in contact with a man named Benson, an old associate from Florida. Police records indicated that he had been questioned in the past about identity fraud, and he had a connection to the Corinthos family through minor schemes. Michael couldn't shake the suspicion that this man might be involved. Next, we will dive deep into the intriguing and often perplexing storyline surrounding Lulu Spencer's return from a years-long coma. Fans of the long-running soap opera have been buzzing with questions and critiques, trying to wrap their heads around the seemingly unrealistic aspects of Lulu's recovery and reintegration into Port Charles life. From her questionable financial stability to her sudden career as a reporter, and even her physical condition post-coma, there's a lot to unpack. Let's explore the intricacies of Lulu's comeback, the fan reactions that have flooded social media, and the creative liberties the writers have taken to bring this character back into the fold. The mystery of Lulu's miraculous recovery. First and foremost, the elephant in the room for many ABC General Hospital viewers is how Lulu has managed to bounce back so seamlessly after being in a coma for over 4 years. Emerging from such a prolonged state of unconsciousness typically comes with a myriad of challenges, physical, emotional, and financial. Yet, Lulu appears to have sidestepped these hurdles entirely. She stepped out of the hospital bed and into a fully functional life, complete with resources that seem to have materialized out of thin air. Where did she get the money to support herself? How did she secure identification documents like a passport without any apparent struggle? These practical concerns have left fans scratching their heads, as the show offers little explanation for this logistical magic act. Perhaps the writers are hinting at an unseen benefactor, a mysterious trust fund left by a relative, or even a secret stash of savings Lulu had tucked away before her accident. Whatever the case, the lack of clarity on these details has fueled endless speculation among the show's dedicated audience. Moreover, the emotional toll of waking up after nearly half a decade seems conspicuously absent in Lulu's portrayal. Imagine waking up to find that your children have grown, your relationships have shifted, and the world has moved on without you. Most would expect to see moments of vulnerability, confusion, or even grief as Lulu processes the lost years. Instead, her character charges forward with a confidence that borders on implausible. Fans have noted that this misses an opportunity to showcase a deeper, more relatable side of Lulu, one that could resonate with viewers who faced their own life-altering challenges. Adding a storyline about her grappling with these emotional gaps, perhaps through therapy sessions or heartfelt conversations with family, could have grounded her return in a more realistic light. A reporter in a dying industry, Lulu's curious career choice. Another burning question circulating among General Hospital fans is why Lulu has returned to a career in journalism, particularly as a reporter. In an era where traditional newspapers are struggling to survive against the rise of digital media, this career path feels like an odd choice for someone re-entering the workforce after such a long hiatus. The industry has evolved dramatically in the past 4 years, with social media platforms and online news outlets dominating the landscape. How does Lulu, who has been out of touch with current events and technological advancements, manage to step into this role with apparent ease? The show seems to gloss over the steep learning curve she would face, from mastering modern reporting tools to understanding the nuances of today's fast-paced news cycle. Perhaps the writers could have explored a subplot where Lulu struggles to adapt, taking online courses or leaning on younger colleagues to navigate apps like X or TikTok for breaking news. Beyond the practicality of her career, fans are also questioning Lulu's qualifications to report on anything with credibility. Having been out of the loop for so long, it's hard to imagine her articles carrying the weight of authority or insight. The show could have addressed this by having Lulu start with smaller, personal interest stories, maybe covering local events in Port Charles or penning a memoir-style column about her coma experience. This would not only justify her sudden re-entry into journalism but also provide a narrative arc of growth as she rebuilds her professional reputation. Instead, her instant expertise feels like a convenient plot device, leaving viewers skeptical and craving a more believable progression. Fan backlash: Lulu's unlikable transformation. The internet has been ablaze with commentary about Lulu's return, and much of it isn't positive. Social media platforms are teeming with fans expressing their disappointment over the direction the writers have taken with her character. Many longtime viewers who once adored Lulu now find her insufferable, with some admitting they skip through her scenes entirely. One fan lamented on X, "I was a huge Lulu fan before the coma, but this new version is unbearable. She's mean-spirited and obsessed with ruining Brooklyn's life for no clear reason." Indeed, Lulu's current demeanor, marked by vindictiveness and a lack of gratitude for her second chance at life, has alienated even her most loyal supporters. Her aggressive pursuit of conflict, particularly with Brooklyn, feels unmotivated to many, as if the writers are forcing drama without laying the emotional groundwork. Others have pointed out that Lulu seems detached from the aspects of her life that should matter most, like her relationships with her children and loved ones. A frustrated viewer commented, "She doesn't seem to care about her kids or anyone but herself. It's like waking up from a coma made her selfish instead of thankful." This shift in personality has led to accusations that the writers have botched her comeback, turning a once beloved character into a caricature of spite. Some speculate that this could be a deliberate choice, a plot twist revealing that Lulu's behavior stems from lingering psychological trauma or even a side effect of her medical treatment. If so, the show has yet to drop any hints, leaving fans to wonder if this unlikable Lulu is here to stay. Physical realism. The overlooked recovery process. Perhaps the most glaring oversight in Lulu's storyline is the unrealistic portrayal of her physical recovery. In real life, someone awakening from a multi-year coma would face significant physical limitations. Muscles atrophy during prolonged immobility, even with the best efforts of hospital staff to maintain them through passive exercises. Walking, let alone resuming a normal active lifestyle, would require months of intensive physical therapy. Yet, Lulu appears to be in peak condition almost immediately, with no mention of rehabilitation or the grueling work it would entail. Fans have taken notice, with one remarking online, "Her physical state is just absurd. She'd need so much time to rebuild strength, not to mention recover from any surgery she might have had." Additionally, if Lulu underwent any major medical procedures during her coma, such as organ transplants, which have been speculated by some fans, she would likely require anti-rejection medications. These drugs come with a host of side effects, including fatigue, mood swings, and a weakened immune system, none of which seem to impact her on-screen. Incorporating these struggles into the storyline could have added a layer of authenticity, showing Lulu battling not just external conflicts but also the internal fight to reclaim her health. Imagine scenes of her pushing through a physical therapy session or confiding in a friend about the toll of her meds. These moments could humanize her character and make her journey more compelling. Next, we will uncover the mystery that has been lingering in the minds of countless fans. Where in the world is Monica Quartermaine? Her conspicuous absence from the bustling drama of Port Charles has sparked curiosity, concern, and a flurry of theories among viewers. Is Monica being sidelined for a significant reason, or are the writers preparing for a major plot twist involving this beloved character? In this deep dive, we'll explore the reasons behind Monica's seclusion, fan speculations about her future, and the legacy of one of General Hospital's most iconic figures. Join us as we piece together the clues and ponder what lies ahead for the matriarch of the Quartermaine family. Monica's mysterious disappearance from the spotlight. For many loyal ABC General Hospital viewers, the noticeable scarcity of Monica Quartermaine on their screens has become a growing point of frustration. Once a central figure in the chaotic tapestry of Port Charles, Monica now seems relegated to the shadows, her presence reduced to mere mentions and relayed messages. Characters occasionally reference her in passing, perhaps sharing a tidbit about her health or a decision she's made behind closed doors, but her voice and face remain strikingly absent. This peculiar choice by the writers to keep Monica off-screen for extended periods has left fans wondering about the intent behind her isolation. Could this be a deliberate move to build suspense for a dramatic reappearance, or is it a subtle indication that her time on the show might be drawing to a close? Some speculate that the production team might be grappling with how to handle her storyline amid other pressing narratives, choosing to keep her in the background until the perfect moment arises. Adding to the intrigue, Monica's seclusion feels jarring given her historical role as a pillar of strength and drama in the Quartermaine mansion. Fans recall her as the heartbeat of family conflicts, often mediating disputes or delivering sharp-witted comebacks. Her current invisibility strips away a layer of emotional depth from the show's family dynamics. Perhaps the writers are holding back on purpose, crafting a storyline where Monica is battling a private struggle, be it a health crisis or an emotional retreat following years of turmoil. A plotline involving her seeking solace in a quiet retreat or confiding in a trusted friend off-screen could provide a believable explanation for her absence while setting the stage for a powerful return. Until such details emerge, viewers are left piecing together whispers and guesses about why Monica remains so elusive. Fan theories, a send-off or a sweeping storyline? The internet has been abuzz with passionate discussions about Monica's fate, with General Hospital fans voicing a mix of hope, concern, and creative predictions. Many are adamant that if Monica's departure from the show is imminent, whether through an on-screen death or a quiet exit, she deserves a tribute that honors her decades-long legacy. One fan shared on social media, "I understand they might be waiting for a big event like the Nurses' Ball to wrap up other plots, but Monica and Leslie Charleson deserve a heartfelt farewell. Dragging this out feels disrespectful to such an iconic character." This sentiment echoes a broader desire among the audience for the writers to craft a storyline that pays homage to Monica's contributions, rather than letting her fade into obscurity without fanfare. A grand send-off could involve a Quartermaine family gathering, complete with nostalgic flashbacks to her most memorable moments, from her fiery romance with Alan to her fierce dedication as a physician. Other fans speculate about the timing of Monica's potential exit, suggesting it could align with key sweeps periods or seasonal storytelling traditions on the show. A viewer commented online, "I wouldn't be surprised if they plan her departure around the fall or winter holidays. General Hospital often has a major death during those emotional times. It would give the writers space to build a proper tribute." This theory holds weight, as holiday episodes often carry heightened emotional stakes, providing a fitting backdrop for a tearful goodbye. Imagine a winter storyline where the Quartermaine mansion is decked in festive decor, only for the family to grapple with Monica's passing, a moment that could unite even the most fractured relationships in shared grief. Such a plot would not only spotlight Monica's impact but also reinvigorate family-centric drama, a hallmark of the show's appeal. Speculations on inheritance and dramatic twists. Diving deeper into fan theories, some viewers have conjured up intricate scenarios about what Monica's absence might foreshadow. One particularly bold prediction circulating on forums suggests a clandestine visit from Drew Kane, who sneaks in to see Monica during her seclusion, only for her to pass away shortly after. The fan elaborated, "Mark my words, Drew will inherit the Quartermaine mansion through some unexpected twist. It's the only way to explain why they're keeping her out of sight." This idea, while speculative, adds a layer of soap opera intrigue. Could Monica's final moments involve a secret will or a heartfelt bequeathment that reshapes the power dynamics in Port Charles? The notion of the mansion, a symbol of Monica's hard-fought victories over her orphan past, changing hands could ignite fresh rivalries and alliances among the Quartermaines. Beyond inheritance plots, fans also reflect on the essence of Monica's character as a driving force for why her storyline must be handled with care. A longtime viewer noted, "Monica was a trailblazer from day one, a determined woman who overcame a rough childhood to become a doctor and claim her place in the Quartermaine legacy." Her love for Alan, despite their stormy marriage, and her devotion to family and career made her unforgettable. The writers need to respect that history. This comment underscores Monica's complexity as a character who balanced ambition with vulnerability, making her a relatable figure for generations of fans. A storyline that revisits her past, perhaps through a memoir she leaves behind or a series of letters to her grandchildren, could ensure her impact lingers, even if her physical presence on the show diminishes. Monica's legacy and the Quartermaine heartbeat. At the core of fan concerns lies a deep appreciation for what Monica represents within the General Hospital universe. Owning the Quartermaine mansion wasn't just a plot point for her, it symbolized her triumph over adversity, a tangible reminder of how far she'd come from her orphaned beginnings. Her marriage to Alan, fraught with passion and betrayal, remains one of the show's most enduring love stories, while her career as a doctor showcased her resilience and intelligence.